Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first round of sub-state basketball tonight. We do have the Carroll Tigers taking on the Perry Blue Jays. I am Mason Nealon, if you have not listened this whole year, and Ethan Oshlund will be joining in the booth with me today.
Yep.
Today's a special day because normally we announce just normal games, normal regular season games. This is the first time me and Ethan have officially gotten into the booth and been in a postseason setting. Tonight, we do have two very good teams on the roster size, but the Carroll Tigers, as of recently, have really come to their own and really shaped what their postseason run is going to look like. The team putting up miraculous home games. I did not see many of the away games, but I know that they are looking to win tonight, looking to go on to DCG. The winner of tonight will actually go on to DCG and play. DCG 18-3 will host the second round of the sub-state. Yep. They had a first-round bye. So, Ethan, I want to hear your input on the Tigers tonight.
Our girls have improved tremendously from the start of the year. I remember I went to the first away game in the first technical away game that wasn't still in town. So I went to the North Polk game, and we found ourselves down 36-1 in the first quarter. So we got continuous clocked in the first quarter. But from that point, I've seen this team just build and improve and build and improve. We've knocked off a couple of ranked teams. We took Ballard to overtime. We beat Harlan, who was ranked. We beat Carlisle, who was ranked. And I think Bondurant was ranked early on, and we beat them. So this team, led by a ton of seniors and it's a really talented group, has just come into their own and really taken pride in this basketball team. We have surprise visitors. The Dallas Center Grimes female women's team has arrived. They are here to watch the game.
Yeah, I did go through saying that DCG will host the second round of sub-state with either Perry or Carroll advancing, and literally 2 minutes after I said that, I shook Ethan and pointed down there and said, you know what, they're going to show up. I think that tonight we're going to have a very good matchup. The Perry girls, led by Lydia Olenzak, she is averaging 20 points per game.
Yeah, 19.5 or
19.5.
something like that. It's insane.
Round. But
especially for girls.
Yeah, she's a senior, 5'9", number 10. You should look to see her basically getting the ball all of tonight, getting a lot of shots up. And then for the Tigers, senior Cameron Shable leads the team right now. I don't know how many points, but because I was a little short-staffed on the stats, but I do know that from watching the games firsthand and announcing that she will lead the team tonight. Me and Ethan will step aside for the lineups, and we'll be right back for game time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Carroll High School and tonight's Class 4A Region 1 basketball game between the visiting Perry Jayettes and your Carroll Tigers. Carroll High School encourages positive sportsmanship and behavior at all activities. Please encourage players and coaches with positive comments and acts and respect the decisions of the officials. What you do and say reflects on your team, your school, and your community. Please enjoy tonight's game by being a good sport. At this time, we'd like to welcome our game officials that are appointed by the Iowa Girls Athletic Union, Sean Peterson, Mark Royer, and Dave Lutz. Now here are the starting lineups. First for the Jayettes, who are coached by Claire Marburger. Number 2, Macy Tunink. Number 4, Taryn Nearing. Number 10, Lydia Olenzak. Number 12, Kerrigan Welchel. And number 22, Catherine West. Now here are the starting lineups for your Carroll Tigers, who are coached by Katie Cook. Number 4, Caitlin Aiden. Number 12, Shane Assinger. Number 14, Cameron Shable. Number 22, Madison Tuning. And number 24, Shay Sinar. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise, face the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Right after those lineups, I just wanted to give you a quick PSA. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union reminds you to practice good sportsmanship at all times, support your athlete and team positively, and enjoy the game. Me and Ethan tonight will be announcing the Tigers versus the Jets.
Both these teams have had under 500 records so far, but I know Carroll, they've played really well in the last about month or so, and they can really ride this into this playoff series here. Whichever team wins tonight is going to have a hard one in DCG, and even if they win that one, they're going to have another hard one in either Humboldt, Fort Dodge, or Webster City in the final.
Tip was taken by the Tigers. Caitlin Aiden tipping it over to Cameron Shable. Shable on top of the key, going to get it to Tuning. She'll drive in, kick to the corner. Had the open shot, but it was fumbled. Inside, Shable going to put up a layup. No good. Tipped out. Taken by Aiden. Top of the key. Sinnard three-pointer fired up. That'll be good. Tigers 3-0 right away. 7:30 left in the quarter.
You know,
going to be a little bit of a press on. Olnizak is going to have the ball most of the game tonight. Layup going to be up by West, and that'll be good. Both teams getting it done on the offensive side. Defense looking a little shaky for both teams also. Shable going to get it to the corner to Tuning. Tuning top of the key to Sinnard. Sinnard back to the corner. Dribble drive, kick over to Shable. Three-pointer up. No good. Going to be rebounded by Sinnard, though. 2 offensive rebounds, back-to-back possessions for the Tigers. Shable over to Tuning. Tuning going to dribble, look inside to Ashinger.
That's a great
layup
look.
Up, no good. Second one, no good also, taken by West. She's going to get it up to Olnizak. Olnizak over to Wenschel. Three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Aiden of the Tigers. Tuning going to dribble inside. Layup up, no good. Rebounded by the Tigers again. Ashinger will put up the layup.
Good positioning there to get the offensive rebound. Nice putback to get 2 points.
Yeah, the Tigers really getting good positioning tonight as they've had, I think, 4 or 5 offensive rebounds already in the first, not even 2 minutes yet. Tuning going to be there. Tunick is going to have the ball. She'll get it over to Wilshel. Tunick again with it. She'll get it to West. West inside to Olnizak. She'll put it up blocked, and that'll be taken by Tuning. Tigers out with the ball. Aiden going to dribble drive, left side, spin back, floater, no good, taken by Olnizak. Ethan, you can see the Tigers tonight really putting in the work on the offensive side for the rebounds. But what do you think the Blue Jays are going to have to do if they want to stop that?
Well, the Blue Jays have to adjust. It looks like Carroll is just used to playing a much higher pace, higher intensity game than Perry is, and that comes with the conference because the Raccoon River Conference is one of the most dominant conferences in all sports for 3A, and obviously 4A girls is what we're watching here. and unfortunately for Perry, in the heart of Iowa, I believe the level of competition isn't quite the same. They don't play as many great teams, and they're just going to have to adjust to this style of basketball that we play here in Carroll.
Yeah, the Tigers, very good defensive possession there. Up, no good. Rebounded by Ashner, and they're going to get the 35-second violation, or shot clock violation, whichever one you'd like to call it. Tigers, very good defensive possession, as I said. The Blue Jays just moving the ball very efficiently, and then just a couple of offensive mistakes, excuse me. Aiden going to have it. Gets it to Shable. Shable going to pass it back into Aiden. Scoop layup up, and that'll be good. Tigers jump out 7-2 with 4:57 left to go in the first quarter. Aiden will be the lone defender in the backcourt here. Olnajak's going to get it.
On that last possession there, it kind of looked like they went to go trap, and we just got the pass out quick enough, and Aiden got an open layup underneath.
Yeah, the Blue Jays looked inside for Olnajak there, tipped out by the Tigers. Tigers really looking like they've turned up the intensity going into Sub-State, but that's given because you play in the regular season to get to Sub-State and then win in Sub-State. So once you get there, you really got to play with a higher intensity.
100%.
Tunic up, going to be swatted. Olnajak goes up with it, and they'll give Tuning the foul, number 22 for the Tigers. 4:33 left to play in the first quarter. Tigers up 7-2. First free throw up for Olnajak, and that'll be good.
You know, typically for a playoff game like this, you'd see a bigger student section. It's just unfortunate that tonight just about the entire student section is down in Des Moines watching the boys state wrestling meet.
I mean, yeah, that's just the timing as the second free throw goes in, but that time of the year you really have the state competitions going simultaneously. You'll have the state wrestling, and then right after that you'll jump right into state basketball. But that's really the factor that's, I think, driving the girls. They want to go from state wrestling for the Tigers, as we obviously had 6 people there, and they want to be the team to go to state basketball. Ashley are going to get it, kicks it back out to Shable. Corner to Senard, she'll drive baseline. Ball's going to be tipped and out, taken by Olnajak. She's going to get into the front court to West. West's going to lose the ball, rolls around a little bit. That was Tunic is going to get it. Layup no good. Aiden will come down the court trying to get ahead of the Blue Jays defense. Left-hand layup up, good. That'll be a 4th point of the game. She's leading scorer so far, 3:47 to go.
Ref's kind of letting them play tonight.
I mean, yeah, even with when I said turning up the intensity, even the refs are going to let a little bit of contact slide just because you see the intensity getting fired up here. Layup going to be swatted, and Ashton are going to take it. But yeah, Ethan, the intensity is the biggest factor because everyone's playing their heart out, trying. Because if you lose, you're done. Tuning 3-pointer, good. Tigers are killing it on the offensive side as the Blue Jays take a time out.
Yep, it is the playoffs, and this type of basketball is not for the weak. So when you see the refs letting them play like this, it's just a sign of what to come. You got to be big and strong, and you got to be ready for all the competition that you're going to face in these playoffs.
I mean, yeah, you see it in every sport, boys, girls, anything. You can see that the second you step into the postseason, the second you step into that sub-state bracket, you know that even during the regular season, it's like, okay, if we lose, we have next week. But now when you step into sub-state, it's you lose and you are done for the year. The seniors immensely, want to win this game because this could be the last time some of them even play basketball, like an organized basketball. And you don't want the last game for organized basketball to not be at the state tournament because that's everyone's dream when you play basketball is to achieve the highest you can get, and state is the highest you can get so far.
Not only that, no matter what, this is the last game that these girls will ever play on their home floor. So obviously you want to end on a win.
Yeah, even for the Blue Jays, too, this is one of their last games if they lose. This is their last game for the seniors if they lose. And I know that once you play for a team, you really see them as more of a family sometimes, and you don't really want to let your family down by losing and not seeing the seniors.
Yep, those 4 months of basketball, it's all a grind, and it all leads up to this. At the playoffs is where it's at, and you gotta be ready and you gotta be prepared.
Olnajak drains the 3 there. Tuning going to come back down past to Tyne in the corner. 3-pointer. No good. Olnajak will tip it, though. It'll be Tigers ball.
And that's a senior right there. That's Kennedy Tyne. She's just improved so much from her whole high school career. She barely came off the bench her sophomore year, and I don't even think she played varsity. She just barely came off the bench in JV. And
no, she played a little bit of varsity last year.
no, I said her sophomore year.
No good. Going to be tipped by Ashner Jayet's ball. But yeah, Tyne did not play very much sophomore year, didn't play much junior year, and then she's made the jump to being the 6th woman off the bench, maybe 7th woman, depends on the night, but really playing some key moments in a team that's gonna make a either deep run in postseason or gonna put up a fight.
And this Carroll team can really put up a fight against anybody. We watched them do that the last month or so of the season, competed with everybody they've played.
Yeah, I think you can say the same with Perry, too. If you look at some of the games they've played, it's really been like black and white, where it's you either win by a lot or you lose, because they're a very, I wouldn't say inconsistent, but a very, if you're hot, you're hot. If you're cold type of team. Olmazak drains another 3 there on the offensive side. She got 8 already. Tigers lose the ball, going to be rolling around, and it's going to be called jump ball, going to go the Jayette's way.
Ashner came in and tipped it out from behind after the Blue Jays got the steal, and we were able to fall on it and get a jump, stop the possession, and we'll have possession at the next jump ball.
Tigers still having a little bit of a press on. Tunic will bring it up to the court. They're going to get it over to Steva. Steva, baseline drive, Olejnik. She puts it up already in double digits. Tigers really let the Blue Jays come back here, 12-12. See, that's what you look at when you see the Blue Jays. Team that's going to fight all the way to the end. Tigers also, both teams looking like they want to win tonight. Gross, going to fire it across the baseline over to Senard. She'll go up with the layup. That'll be good. Tigers jump out to another lead, 1:18 to go right now.
Olmazak averaging 20 on the season is incredible for girls, because they don't score at the same clip as the guys usually do. They usually score 10 to 15 points lower, and able to score 20 is outstanding for girls basketball.
Backdoor cut layup leads to a tie game again. That one will be Tunic. But yeah, I think tonight is where you separate the good players from the great players. You can really see that Olmazak is one of the great players on the court right now. She already has double digits, and it's 10 of the 14 points put up by the Jayettes are from her. Senard going to go up with another layup. She's going to be fouled, and she'll get 2 at the line.
And Olmazak, if you do your calculations, she's on pace for 40. So,
I mean, the quarter's not over either, so she could be on pace for a lot higher than that. But
pair of free throws coming for Senard.
Yeah, but when you look on down the court, you really do see in sub-state basketball the separation between the best players on the court and the not-so-best players on the court, as I'd say. But everyone works their tail off. Everyone wants to win, because tonight is win or go home for both teams. And you want to make a deep run, as Senard fires in 2 for the Tigers. Yeah, Tigers late in the season putting on a press, and that really has helped them immensely, because on the defensive side, they let people just get into the front court and set up their stuff. But if you throw in the press, then it makes them second-guess themselves, overthink what they want to do, and really makes the pressure build up.
The press early on isn't really to get turnovers. It's just to speed up the game, make them uncomfortable, make them make bad decisions, and waste time off the clock there. Try and get some shots up that maybe aren't the best shots you can find. So
yeah, right there you could even see that Olmazak, even one of the best players on the court, threw it over her girl's head, and that's kind of what the press can do too. It also makes you make mistakes once in a while. It's not meant to make mistakes every time. Olmazak gonna step through, fired over. That'll be Wenschel, and she'll put it in. Tie game so far, neck and neck. Every time that the Tigers jump out, the Blue Jays come back. If the Blue Jays jump out, the Tigers come back. So should be a fun game tonight. Double screen here. Aiden going to stop, fired inside, row at her. Going to be tipped around a little bit. Tigers got .7 on the clock. Got to put a shot up. I mean,
all you need is .4 to shoot the ball.
Yeah, we did see that with Derek Fisher in the NBA, so you could tell that you only need .4. Three-pointer up at the buzzer. No good. That was a close one, though. Score 16-16, neck and neck, going into the second quarter.
That was great composure there. Just put up the shot with normal form. Usually when you have .7, you look up at the clock. You try and fire one up as quick as possible.
I mean, yeah, that's just instincts. When you play varsity for that long, you see that happen all the time. You feel the excitement when you put up a buzzer beater, and you know that great players are going to take those shots and know that with .7 left on the clock, you can't put the ball down at all. You got to get it, and you got to shoot it right away.
Yep.
But I think story of the game so far in the first quarter was the Tigers jumped out a little bit at the start, and then Perry started clawing their way back. They did what they needed to do. Tigers did what they needed to do, and they're neck and neck so far. Both teams, great scoring teams, and even better on the defensive side on a good night. But, I mean, it should be a fun one. 16-16. Leading scorer so far is Olnajak. She has 10 already.
They took a timeout, and out of that timeout, they just looked rejuvenated and really put together a run to get back in the game.
Yeah, one more PSA we got for you tonight. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union thanks you for your support of your local teams, and student-athlete statistics show that participation in athletics leads to better performance in the classroom and enhanced leadership skills. Thank you for making a difference in the lives of young women in Iowa. And I think that is just such an impactful statement right there, because everyone that comes to support these girls really shows that they care about their city, or not their city, their town, excuse me, and they care about seeing these girls develop not only as basketball players but just human beings in general, as Senard puts in the layup. But that really can impact the lives of these people. If you show up and you cheer them on every night, you give them encouragement, then they're ready to go, and they, not even on the basketball court but just in normal life, think that they've got people that enjoy seeing them. Tigers jump out early again here, scoring a layup on the first possession, then coming down. Shable three-pointer. Ethan, did you see anything different out of the Tigers right there?
Well, on the first play, Shay got an easy layup, and she's already at 9, and then Cameron right there got a wide open 3. And I think that's what we're going to get if we keep pushing it in transition. We're going to find open players, and we're going to knock down shots like we always do.
I mean, yeah, Olnajak's going to step to the line here, and she's already got 10, so I'd expect that these free throws should fall because she is very efficient from the free throw line. But
good old commentator.
Sorry that I jinxed her.
There.
But I mean, that is I wouldn't say urban legend, but something that happens very frequently, that the announcers jinx people. But
I can't imagine any way that the shot does not go in.
Oh, wow. That is 2 for 2 that we just jinxed her. I am sorry. Tigers outgoing, setting up an offense right away. Gross going to get it. Senard top of the key to Aiden. She's going to fire up the 3 right away.
Contested.
No good. Going to be rebounded by Shable, though. She'll go up with it. Left hand. Good for the Tigers. 23-16. 6:48 to go. Olnajak going to bring it down the court. I'd assume that Perry wants to get some buckets going here, because you don't want to fall behind going into the halftime at all, because when you're at home, you have the momentum. You can really ride that the full way through the game.
Yep, and we're getting close to that 10-point mark, and once it gets to double digits, it's kind of just a mental thing, like, oh man, it's out of reach. And
Senard's going to get the steal. She'll come flying down the court. Going to stop, layup up, and good. 25-16, 9-point lead for the Tigers. 6:15 to go.
And with that, Shay Senard takes over as the leading scorer of the game.
I mean, yeah, she's been very consistent this year, putting up good numbers and playing a lot of hustle minutes. She is one of those faster girls, more athletic girls on the court. She can play the full length of the game, and she can run up and down the court, get it done on both offensive and defensive side.
Tuning in to check in for Shable.
Yeah, both teams making substitutions here, because it's not hard to play, or it's hard to play a lot of minutes in these type of games, because you're playing so intense that as the ball is blocked there, you're playing so intense that you're going to get out of breath eventually. The Tigers, especially when they play a press. Tuning going to bring it down the court, going to look to set up an offense. She'll almost lose it, gives it to Senard. Senard going to take a screen, drive, kick it back to Tuning. She'll look inside to Ashinger. Out to Senard, gives it to Aiden, corner to Grosh. She'll pump fake, drive inside, left hand layup up, no good. And we're going to get a push on the baseline by Ashinger. Both teams really looking good here on the offensive side, but the defensive side, I think the Tigers got the Blue Jays beat right now, because the Tigers only allowing 16 points, and in the second quarter alone, the Tigers have put up 9 points. and it's been a 9-0 run with the first 2.5 minutes.
Roeder checks in for Shane there. Shane has 2 quick fouls already and just going to take her out of the game, keep her away from foul trouble.
Olnajek inside layup, no good, taken by Roeder, making an impact right as she steps in the game. But yeah, the Tigers relying on some of the younger talent to push them through this game. Roeder and Aiden, to be exact. Senard not going to put the ball down right away, and she's going to get called for the travel. Those are some of the mistakes you see cleaned up in the postseason, Ethan. But the teams really know that if you make a lot of mistakes, you're going to get bounced out of the sub-state bracket. But I think both teams are really limited to mistakes tonight. Tigers only have 4 fouls. The Jayettes only have 1. Usually in a game, you'd see a lot more fouls combined than what we have. A trap here by Gross. Ball's picked up. Dead ball. Going to get it over to West. And Roeder's going to get the foul at the top of the key.
Really the only thing the Tigers haven't been doing a good job of recently is the foul trouble. Been getting a little bit of foul trouble. We already got 5 fouls, and Perry only got 1, so.
I mean, yeah, if you look at just the fouls, you think that Perry is going to be up big here, but Tigers really doing their best as every time that they get a foul, they come down on the other side and make up for it. Inside here, Olnajek going to kick it back out. West over to Tunick. Tunick fires up the 3, no good. Going to be taken by Aiden. I think Perry's doing a really good job of getting open shots, though. Just some of them aren't falling as well as the Tigers are doing tonight. But I think if you go into the halftime and you get fired up, I think those are going to start falling very soon, as Tunick's going to get the rebound off a missed layup, and she'll go up and get fouled. But as I was saying, Ethan, is that what you see? Because I personally see the Blue Jays getting very open looks, very good looks, but just some of them aren't falling tonight.
Just a little bit unlucky, but Perry's really not known too much for their athletics. So there's a little bit of probably a little bit of a talent gap. As we know, Perry used to play in the Raccoon River Conference with us, and the last time their final season they went 2-20 and 0-17 in the conference. So that jump to the heart of Iowa has benefited them quite a bit, lowering the competition level a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you jump to the heart of Iowa, you play lower competition, your record looks better, but then you more than likely are going to have to jump back and play a Raccoon River Conference team in the sub-state, as we do have 9 teams in the conference, and with sub-state being not that big of a bracket, then you might play one of the Raccoon River teams. Tyne going to put up the 3. That'll be good. Tigers 29-16. Ethan, they have had a 13-0 run in this quarter alone.
I'm sure Coach Cook talked to her girls during the intermission, and Reed told them that they had to take advantage of their opportunities. And I see that we're basically sending a tight man coverage at everybody. Not a lot of help defense, and seems to be working.
Yeah, Tigers come down, missed there by Tuning. Rebound taken by Tunick. She'll come down, get it to the corner. West will have it. Back inside, Olnajek. Layup up, swatted by Aiden. Good defensive rotation there, getting on the side where the ball is and making a play. Comes down the court, coast to coast. Going to put up the layup, and that'll be good.
Just quicker than everybody else got down the floor. Tigers go on a 15-0 run, and all of a sudden it doesn't even look like a game anymore.
I mean, 31-16, Tigers have held the Jayettes scoreless this entire quarter. Tigers really put the pressure on, and I think that a lot of the defensive rotations that they're making right now, getting on the side where the ball is, they've given up a little bit of open shots, which is not ideal, but every time they give up an open shot, it's either been missed or they make up for it on the offensive side, which is a key thing you have to do in sub-state. If you're going to give up mistakes, or if you're going to give up big plays like that, you're going to have to make up for it eventually.
This definitely does not look like Perry's game so far.
Buzzer sound, the Jayettes will be out on the court. Tigers taking a little bit more time. But, I mean, that's something that we've seen all year. The Tigers take their time in the huddle. They think out everything methodically, and they play with such a pace that's very hard to match if you don't play in the Raccoon River Conference. You don't play that pace normally, as Olnajak's going to bring it up the court for tuning. But as I was saying, if you don't play in the Raccoon River Conference, you don't always play this type of competition, then your pace might be a little bit off, and the Tigers really making the Jayettes pay for it as Tuning gets the steal. She'll come down left side, stop, give it to Aiden, three-pointer up. Going to come a little bit short. Rebound taken by Tunick. Tigers sprinting back on defense there. Blue Jays also getting back to offense, trying to get something done. Weschel will get it. Olnajak's going to have it. She's going to give it to Steva inside. Olnajak layup. No good. She's been held scoreless this quarter, too. Aiden going to get it inside to Roeder. Layup up. No good. Taken by Tyne. Layup. No good. She'll get her rebound again. Rebound a third time. No good. That was just a very sloppy possession on the Tigers end. Blue Jays going to have to come down and make something happen. You got 2 minutes to go, and you've been held scoreless. Olnajak going to get fouled, and I can't imagine she misses either of these right now because she went 0 for 2, and when you're that good of a player, you're averaging 19.5 to 20 points a game.
Yeah.
You really...
You head to the back to the line. You have to have that mindset. You know you have to put them in.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's a lot of players that do that, though. A lot of players have the mindset where if I miss these, I'm going to get the next ones in, as Olnajak did just have that right there.
Yep.
She thought to herself, I'd assume she thought to herself, since I missed the other two, I'm going to put these two in.
And she does that, reclaims the lead for the leading scorer in the game, and gives Perry their first 2 points at the second quarter.
Yeah, 6 minutes into the game, they get the first 2 points. Roeder layup up. That's good.
Carroll matches it immediately.
Roeder's really stepped up this year. She didn't play very much at the start of the year. Comes in and has filled a big role, playing a lot of minutes in the second and third quarters, and coming in whenever somebody's in foul trouble, getting rebounds and getting layups on the inside. Almost a 5-second call there. Tunick going to have it at the top of the key, going to get it over to Welchel. Welchel going to drive left side. She's going to stop, gives it out to Steva. Looking inside, back to Welchel. Welchel over to West. West over. Shot going to be long. Tipped by Olnajak, and it'll be Tigers ball again.
Back to what we were talking about earlier. That's one of the reasons why Carroll sports are so good when it comes to playoff time, is because we play in the conference and you get to play some of the premier teams in 3A and 4A. So with those opportunities, it just prepares you even more for the playoffs.
Shable going to go up for the layup here. No good. Roeder up. Good. As I said before, getting into the post, getting rebounds, putting up layups is her thing. Really coming into her own here this quarter, having 4 points in the last 2 possessions. But yeah, Ethan, as you were saying, we do play some of the most premier and electrifying teams of the 3A district. But like as you've seen in years previous, we've played teams. For the girls' side, I've seen Winterset this year, very good team, and we beat them. On the boys' side, you have teams like Bondurant every year, Ballard every year. But all of these schools are really putting on a very good program for both boys and girls basketball. And to go out there and compete the way we compete, our record may not say it, but we always compete when we come out. I know Perry does the same because they played in our conference. They would lose, but they would not lose bad some games. Some games, there was a little bit of a difference in the gap between the points because some of the teams are just very good in our conference. But I know that all Raccoon River Conference teams like to compete. I've not seen too much Heart of Iowa teams this year, but I know that all basketball teams want to compete at this level, at least when it comes to sub-state basketball.
Roland Story's got some talent, both boys and girls. So
Aiden going to have it.
In Gilbert.
Aiden going to have it. Going to come around a screen. Shable, three-pointer, knocked down. 35 left on the clock. 38-19. Your score. I mean, there's Shable. She's always been there for the team this year. Always been that three-point shooter where you give it to her and you know you can trust her to knock it down. Steva going to get it, mid-range shot, and that's just come a little bit close. Aiden going to come down the court, no shot clock. Tyne going to stop, get it back to Aiden. They're going to hold for one shot, I'd assume, or at least get the clock low. Tyne three-pointer, no good. Taken by Welchel. You got to score here because you don't want to be down going into the quarter.
Oh, down? Well, that wouldn't have affected much anyway. Tigers head into the break with a 19-point lead, doubled Perry's score. And
yeah, Ethan, 38-19.
22 points in the second quarter.
Okay, but this is the thing I've always said the whole year. If you want to think it this way, I think this is the best way to think when you're down. The first half is a completely separate game from the second half. The intensity was high there in the first half because of Sub-State. The second half, I'd assume, is going to be the most intense girls matchup you will see out of both teams this whole year. Just because that you get closer to this, you get closer to the thought of, if we lose right now, we're going home and we're not going to play next week or whenever the DC Jane game will be. But I think that both teams are going to come out, perform as well as they can, and I think that the stars on the court right now are going to shine as bright as they want, and the gap's really going to widen on the best players versus the worst players in the court. Me and Ethan will step aside for a couple minutes here to let the band play, and we will be back for the second half action.
The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union encourages positive behavior.
Pride, respect, leadership, and sportsmanship on the court and in the stands. Remember what a great privilege it is to see your team compete.
Thank you for your attendance. Enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game.
The definition.
Respect and generosity towards the opposing team and officials.
The things you say and do are a direct reflection of your school and community.
Please stay positive and enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game. Enjoy the game.
Second half action about to get underway. The Blue Jays will have the ball to start. Welchel gonna start, or excuse me, Tunic's gonna start with it. Olnajak's gonna have it. She'll drive inside. Ball's gonna be tipped. Layup up. No good. Rebounded by Ashnier. She'll give it to Aiden. And first possession of the game, or the first possession of the second half, excuse me, for the Blue Jays did not go as planned. I'd assume they drew up a play there, but it didn't look like it worked as well as it could have. Tigers look like they're moving the ball very efficiently right now. They look like this was also drawn up.
Mason.
Yes.
What are the Perry Blue Jays going to need to do to get back into this game? Well, not that. They don't need
not allow what just happened right there. That is exactly what you need to not do. You cannot let them have second chance opportunities. You cannot let them have open shots. And especially on the offensive side, you need to get it done. You need to have your shots knocked down. If you're not going to knock down the threes, you got to start shooting layups, because if you're going to be inconsistent from the offensive side, the defensive side isn't going to get it done.
Yeah, 3 points a game is not going to, 3 points a quarter is not going to cut. So here's a transition look, and they didn't capitalize on it.
I mean, yeah, you got to start capitalizing. You see, like right there, easy bucket. You got to start using those. Tunic with the bucket. You got to start using the mid-range jumpers. You got to start using the layups, and you got to get it done on the defensive side. It's a combination of the two, Ethan, because if you're not going to get it done on the defensive side, you're going to get outscored. If you're not going to get it done on the offensive side, then you're just not going to score at all. So
you can't get out in transition if you don't stop them on defense. So
that is true, and you got to start sprinting as fast as you can. Three-pointer up. That'll be good from Aiden. They've just crossed the 40-point mark, Ethan, already, and they have brought the lead to 20. I think this game,
we are more than likely on track for our highest scoring game this season.
I think so. I can't remember the exact number. Layup up, no good. Also, looks like I think both teams have really found what they want to do the second half. Perry looks like they want to get inside and score buckets on the inside. Tigers look like they just want to keep shooting the three like that. And going to be a jump ball going the Tigers' way again. But
kind of looks like we evolved the student section here.
Some people did spawn.
They leveled up.
I mean, I think most of them are the basketball team for the boys. And you see some of the boys that'll be playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Spin over to Tuning. Three-pointer, good. The Tigers are on fire tonight. I mean, this is one of the most efficient games I've seen the Tigers play so far. 44 points to start the third quarter, or basically start the third quarter, only 2.5 minutes in. And that's what you can't do. Jack tried to force a pass, goes right over her head, and Tigers going to get the ball right back after a three-pointer. I'd assume one more three-pointer in the game might be officially out of reach so far.
Yeah, that pass is closer to Mr. Tigger than the intended player, so you got to be more careful on offense.
Yeah.
Can't just throw it away.
Shable going to get it over to Tuning. Tuning over to Aiden. She'll fire up a three-pointer. Oh my, the Tigers are on fire this quarter. 47-21, 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Olnischek going to bring it down the court. She's going to try her best right now to put up a floater. No good. Rebounded by Sinard. Sinard going to bring it all the way down the court, coast to coast. Going to get the foul, and she'll have two at the line.
After the tied first quarter, it really turned into a blowout. Quick.
Oh, yeah, that complete 180 from what happened. It was tied, and now you look at it, and they have a 26-point lead at the almost halfway point of the third quarter.
And those 2 threes Aiden just hit also ties her for leading scorer of the game.
Yeah, Aiden's got 12, Sinard's got 11, and Olnischek's got 12 also. Tigers subbing in Gross for Shable.
Shea hits the second free throw. She'll also tie for leading scorer.
And Roeder will come in for Ashinger, and then Tyne on the bottom will come in for Sinard. Sinard going to miss the free throw. Another opportunity for us to beat somebody, Ethan. But Olnischek going to come down. She's going to get a wide open layup, and that'll be missed. Rare miss on the offensive side from her as an easy one. Inside, Roeder. Layup going to be swatted, gets her own rebound. Going to put it back up. No good. Rebounded by Tunic. Yeah, I think the gap just went from like a little gap in the halftime to now the gap is 26 points with 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
They got the stop, and West ran the length of the floor. It was wide open, nobody within 20 feet of her, and they didn't look up and give her the ball. So they really got to be more aware as well.
Roeder's going to pick up her third foul of the game as Stevo will check in for Welchel. Yeah, the Blue Jays, they got to hope right now that their shots are going to fall and their defensive mistakes just diminish. Because there is zero possibility that if they don't get it done on the offensive side, there's going to be no comeback. Olnischek going to miss the deep three there. Tuning's going to kick the ball around, going to get it back. Tyne over to Aiden. Aiden on the dribble right side, stop. Back out, Tyne. Tuning inside, Roeder going to tip, and West going to be called for the foul. But, Ethan, this is kind of the style that the Tigers have been playing all year. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked as efficiently as tonight because they did have a losing record. But tonight it's just been all run and gun. They're playing such a great game.
I mean,
Tuning three-pointer.
We're getting plenty of open looks here.
Just like that, Tyne's going to get the rebound, put it up, and that'll be good. Tigers almost going to have 50 points in the third quarter. They are well on track to be putting up an excessive amount of points. And once you do hit a certain lead in the game, that's when you start throwing in the people that haven't played sub-state. And maybe you look at some of these people on the bench and say, you know what, let's give you a shot and let's see what you can do. Because if some of these players can really stand out tonight coming in late in the game, maybe they can bump their minutes up to a little bit of key minutes left.
Especially with the lead we have. It's only a matter of time until we see Mac go in the game.
Yeah, Mac. You got players like Mac, Bailey, Libby, all those girls on the bench that can play. Olnischek going to come down the court. She'll give it to West. West shot, no good. Olnischek going to get the rebound. Layup up and good. She scores her first bucket of the second half. 3 minutes and 25 to go. Tigers 49, Perry 23. That is just a silly mistake on the Tigers.
More pass there, just went too low.
Yeah, right between her legs, which rolls right out of bounds. And that's a mistake that would have cost you if the game was a little bit closer, but when you're up 26, that's just something you shake your head and laugh at and then get yelled at for when you go to film.
Almost stolen away by Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden, good defensive play there. Olnischek's going to get it. Inside here, Olnischek, left-hand layup up, and she'll get fouled. She'll get two at the line. And I think it's best for me and Ethan to just not say anything here because we've jinxed her more than we have. First free throw up and good. She is our leading scorer, 15 points tonight. Olmachek is going to
3 for 5
have herself
in the
a game
here. That'll make her 4 for 6.
4 for 6
straight free throws. Has not missed.
16 points. I mean, she's showing why she is the best player on that Perry roster. Averaging 20 points this year is not something you do by accident.
As a senior.
And I think she is one of their captains, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Baseline drive, floater up by Tyne. That'll be good. Tyne will now bring herself to 7 points. She has really been a key player off the bench tonight. West going to get at the top of the key. She's going to look for Olmachek, but not going to get it. She's going to look inside now, gets it. Layup up. Almost the and one, but she'll get 2 more at the line. She is, I think, by far been the girl who has shot the most free throws tonight. Most of her points have come.
Haven't missed since those first 2, so you gotta imagine these will go in.
Yeah, those. Got it. Every time that we say something about she should put these in, it just doesn't go in. I think
we saw her recover from it the first time. She'll probably make this one.
If we were if like our jinx was a percentage for like how a team would win, we'd be 100% right now. Like we'd be the greatest team.
One right there, so probably about 80. Shea for 3.
Yeah, the game is really, the gap's open, like I said, as Gross would slip it out of bounds. As we said, Mac is checking in the game very early, 3rd quarter, and this is what you have the opportunity to do. You have the opportunity to scout your team. You see them in practice, and practice isn't enough sometimes, but you can see what happens when they play actual basketball on the court against a team that you don't have set up in practice. Time going to steal the ball. She's going to come rushing down the court. Fast break. No one ahead of her. Layup. No good. Going to be taken by Ashley. Her left-hand layup. That'll also be no good. Tipped out of bounds. Going to go the Jay's way.
Every player has a role, and she's just one of those senior leaders. Even though she might not play much, she's only played in 6 games all year. This will be her 7th.
And yeah, great way to get your 7th game in, though, is when your team's up very big in sub-state. As Aiden's going to jump the gun there, and she's going to get the ball. Going to throw over the head of Tyne, and that's another one of those plays that you're going to look at film and say, you know what, if we're going to go to the 2nd round, we're going to have to clean those up. Tuning going to check back into the game for Aiden.
All these looks we're getting, they aren't going to come quite as easy against DCG.
I mean, yeah, DCG is here watching this. They're getting live film.
A lot better competition. Little Hawkeye conference is a really competitive conference.
Steva going to have the ball at the top. Gets it to Welchel. Welchel to Tunic. Tunic to West. Olmachek's going to get it. Dribbles. One time. Tunic. Tunic dead at the top. West. West to Steva. Inside. Olmachek going to be tipped. She's going to be triple team. And jump ball. It's going to be the Blue Jays ball with 2 seconds on the shot clock. I'd assume you only get 1 dribble and a shot here from, I think Olmachek's going to get it.
You get about 1 dribble for every second on the clock, so you can take about 2 dribbles and a quick jump shot.
And the time can expire. She didn't even put the ball down. And I was going to say the clock is running, but
the clock did roll for about an extra 5 seconds.
I don't think that's going to impact the game as much as the section the parents down here said. But Matt going to have the ball, gets it to Tuning. Dribbles inside, a layup. She'll get the foul and she'll shoot 2 at the line.
People down at the score stand are ready to go home.
Yeah, Tuning, I'd assume she'd put him in here too. Very good free throw shooter on the year. First one up and good.
It's a great prediction.
Got some sort of luck. Second one up for Tuning. That'll be good also. That's going to extend the lead to 30. I looked at I thought it was 20, but, you know.
It's 30. 5 more points, and it's a continuous clock.
35 continuous clock?
Yep.
Good enough, good enough. Backdoor cut, going to be tipped, and time will have it. The defensive side for the Tigers overpowering.
And there's another tip pass this time on the other one.
Tunic going to bring it down the court. She's going to be trapped at the top of the key with 10 seconds. She'll get it to West. Corner, Steva. She'll pass inside, going to be tipped. And that'll be the Jans ball. I assume they try to get a shot off either right at the buzzer or a second before it, because you don't really want to give your opponents a chance to get the ball in.
Clock will roll as soon as the shot goes in, so even if they get a shot,
Tip going to be taken by Asher. She'll get it to Tuning.
Just gonna hold.
Tuning's going to hold the ball. We're going to see you for fourth quarter action right after this quick break.
The score of any game is generally forgotten over time.
But the actions of players, coaches, and fans are remembered.
Sportsmanship is an attitude that can have a positive influence on everyone around you.
In the stands and on the court.
How do you want to be remembered?
Support your team positively and enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game.
Shable going to get it into Aiden, and we will kick off fourth quarter action. Tigers up 30. It was a close game at one point, not anymore. Sennard going to go in, scoop layup, no good. Going to get, almost got her own rebound. Taken by Tunic, and I assume pretty soon, Ethan, that either both or one of the teams is going to start putting in their subs. Check going to get one to roll around. She'll have 19 now.
Well, it's a little different for Perry. It's still sub-state. You still want to fight, so you won't see their subs come in for at least another 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, Tuning going to go back door there. She's going to throw it baseline, and she'll get fouled if she got her knees taken out from under her. But, yeah, I'd assume that the Tigers should put in some subs. We saw Matt come in the third quarter, and we have such a deep bench that we can afford to put some subs in. Aiden going to get it inside, roll at her spin move, left hand. Very good offensive possession.
The Evan Hammer drop step.
It is a signature. Crossover, Olnicek going to go back the other way, tip by two. She's going to get the ball dead there. Going to get the post, right hand. She's going to go to the line again, Ethan.
Foul's going to go probably on Aiden there. Reached in from, interesting. Okay,
that'll
that
be
one
Tuning. But Ethan, I mean, when we say that she's going to make it, she has made it. But I think right now we're going to break the curse. She's going to make it.
Butter!
There we go.
Okay, yeah.
My predictions are shooting 100% for the game. She's the
Team
first
blackout.
girl to cross 20 tonight. Tigers get the rebound coming down the court. Fast break. Back to Shable. Shable, Sennard to Aiden. Aiden drives inside, Tuning kick, three-pointer up. No good, going to be taken by West. I think tonight for the Perry girls, they've just been winning the offensive goals like every second. No one in front of her, barely anyone behind her. And silly mistake though, she just kicks it off her own foot.
So open that scared him.
I mean, yeah, I have seen on Instagram and TikTok, the most scary thing at basketball court is when you see nobody in front of you and you're going for a layup. Every basketball player knows that fear.
Probably not so much in girls. He's more than likely not going to get it pinned off the glass. But
I mean, yeah, you do. In boys, sometimes you have some of those guys that can jump up there and glass you, but for girls, it's more of just you need a fundamental stop, put the layup up and good. Tuning another three-pointer to put it up, no good. And that'll be taken by Olmzak now. Aiden. Aiden, very good game tonight, getting it done on the offensive side with 12 and getting it done on the defensive side with, I think, a handful of steals and our three-pointer. Good. Tigers have crossed 60, 61 to 29. Tide and Gross are going to check in the game for the Tigers very soon, and Ashinger now. Coach Cook making a mass substitution. I think, now that I've thought about it, Ethan, I think that the Tigers are going to let their seniors play. I think they want to let the seniors play because it's the last time that the parents at home are going to see them on their own court. I think this is the last time they're going to play at CHS. So I think Coach Cook's going to take out everyone that's not a senior and start letting the seniors play.
So after checking, we had 5 minutes and 28 seconds to score 7 more points. The girls' highest scoring game was against Carroll, where they had 68. So
I think we're going to get it done because we got 5 minutes and they're scoring at a high rate. Ball's thrown to the backcourt. That will not be an over and back, but Olnichek's going to get it. Everyone but Tuning subbed out for the Tigers. But as I was saying, I think they're just going to let the seniors play. Three-pointer up by Tunick, no good. Good box out by Tuning. She's going to get the rebound. She'll bring it down the court. She's going to pass to Mac. Mac, three-pointer, no one by her. Oh, that was
rims out.
Very close shot from the Tigers. Going to be tipped and Tiger ball again.
That was a close one.
But there's some players on a team, Ethan, that you want to see succeed just because they don't play as many minutes, but you want them to succeed. Ashley going to bring it inside. Mac, she'll drive. Tuning. Kicks it to Gross. Gross to Johnson. Johnson to Tyne. Tigers move the ball quick here. Tuning. Layup up. That's good. No one there to guard her on the front side. Tigers closing in. 5 points to go until they tie their season high.
And one more basket is continuous clock, so we'll have even less time. And we're going to see our first, not really rotation player other than Mac check in, and we have Libby Perkins checking in.
Yeah, Olnichek's going to get another shot at the line. She has taken so many free throws, I don't even remember how many now. Do you have count? Because I think it's got to be 10.
This is her 9th and 10th, I think.
Ooh, that is... See, players like Olnichek, you'd expect them to make the free throws, but I think some of the jitters tonight playing on a different court and playing a sub-state game when you're down this big.
And she's looking up at the scoreboard, and the emotions are already hitting her. This is her last game as a Perry Blue Jay, and you can't even imagine what those seniors are feeling inside.
I mean, some players get emotional at the end of the season, even if you're not a senior, but as a senior, the emotions are going to overcome you, even if you didn't play that much, but just knowing that that team is now gone, you're not a part of that team, like, physically anymore. And as Ashton will block it out of bounds, but you're not physically a part of the team anymore, and you're not playing basketball as an organized group anymore for your school. You've, like, officially faded into the alumni category for a basketball player. Johnson gonna get it. She'll pass to Tyne. Tyne gonna stop. Pump fake. Ooh, she had the opening there, but she'll pass it up. West gonna give it to Olnichek. She'll go inside. Layup. Gonna hit the bottom of the backboard. And rebounded by the Blue Jays. Olnichek has not come out of the game tonight, Ethan. She has played the entire game for the Blue Jays, and I think that's what makes her a great player too. Not only putting up 20 points, but playing the entire game.
But she's their star. You gotta keep
she's gonna drive baseline. Ball's gonna be tipped out and taken by Johnson. Perkins gonna get the ball. 3 minutes and 30 to go. Tigers need 5 to get their season high. Stolen by Steva. Gonna be taken by Olnichek now.
Schulte's gonna check it.
Yeah, the feeling, there's such a big gap in the feelings also where if you're a Tiger, you're like, all right, we're happy to go to the next round. We're getting our players in that haven't played sub-state before. Maybe they're going to play and they're happy to play in front of their parents. And for the Blue Jays, you're like, darn, we put up our best shot and we just couldn't get it done.
One time, assistant boys basketball coach Brian Tiggis said, once the jersey comes off, it'll never go back on. No matter how much you want to play another game, you'll never get that opportunity again. So that's why it's so important for these seniors to just live in the moment and absorb everything they can while they can.
Yeah, I think especially if you're a good senior and you play a lot of minutes, you put your heart out there, you risk injury, you have a lot of long nights on the road, and you have a Schulte steals the ball, she'll go for the layup. Like I said before, the scariest thing you can do on a basketball court is you in an open rim. But a lot of the seniors, long nights on the road, played all 4 years of basketball, played since they were little probably. They put so much dedication and hard work into the game just to know that your last game is going to come not on your home floor and not as a win.
And especially if you're not going to college, it hits even harder.
Yeah,
because you know the sport you've played your entire childhood, you've loved growing up, you'll never get to play again.
Yeah, I think even the coaches feel some sort of sadness losing a player that they've had coached all 4 years. They've really found an emotional attachment to those players, and those players found an emotional attachment to their coaches. Some people see their coaches as like a parent figure or like some sort of authority figure that they've grown to see as more than just a coach. But that connection, you're going to lose that eventually because you played the sport for 4 years, and then you're going to take the jersey off, take the bus ride home for the Blue Jays. You'll take the bus ride home. You'll have some time to think for yourself, some quiet time, and that's it. Once you take that jersey off, then, like you said, Tigges said, once you take that jersey off, it's not going back on. However hard you try, it's not going to go back on. So once you put that dedication in, Ethan, you really want to make it to the next level if you want to play basketball, because if you don't make it to the next level, you're going to end up playing basketball for like a rec center team or something, and that'll be your only organized basketball you got.
Yeah, that hour and 10-minute drive that they're going to have is going to be one of the toughest bus rides that they've ever had to sit through.
I mean, me and Ethan have both experienced some sort of sport, and not only is the last bus ride of the year something hard to see, as me and Ethan are only juniors in high school, we haven't felt the emotion that a senior on a team that they've played 4 years for has. But even as a junior, you still get emotional seeing that some of the people you've made bonds with, some of the people you've played with for a while are going to be gone. And that you have to wait a full season if you aren't a senior just to play the sport again.
And even more so if this is your last sport and you don't play a spring sport or a summer sport. You know your sports career is over.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot of the seniors will go out for a spring or summer sport, because they want to feel that team passion. They want to feel doing something athletic, and they want to be in a Blue Jay or Tiger jersey one more time. Because even though you love basketball a lot, you may still find a passion in another sport that you might not have had earlier on. But as the clock ticks down, we got a minute and 40 to go. They're up 33, the Tigers are. Olmachek will finally come out of the game for the Blue Jays, and I think she's going to, you can see on the sideline she feels the emotion. She's hugging her coach, and she's getting emotional because she knows it's the last time.
You can already see the emotions. She's already crying. The game isn't even over. Yeah,
the Tigers very happy. Blue Jays, very sad moment. Very quiet in the gym right now because this is the last time she's going to play for the Blue Jays. And
somebody like her who obviously pours her heart and soul out for the game, averaging 20 points a game, I'm sure she's went to numerous camps, played ever since she's little. She'll probably end up playing college ball somewhere. I'm not sure if she has offers or not, but I'm sure this is one of the most emotional moments she's ever felt.
Tigers get the steal, and throw it right back to the Blue Jays. But as we were saying, yeah, she's going to take the jersey off one last time, going to feel that emotion one last time playing for a high school team. Perkins going to have no one in front of her. Layup up. That'll roll in. Tigers 65, 3 more points than they'll have their season high tied. But yeah, that emotion's overtaken some of the Blue Jays on the bench.
That right there, though, I believe is the first time this season the Tigers have continuous clocked any team.
Yeah, it is. I think at least at home this is the first time they've continuous clocked a team. They've won very close ones, but this is a very good night for the Tigers. And if you're a Blue Jay, I'm sorry from the booth because I know that this is...
Tigers will check in. Their final players completing the entire rotation, and everybody has touched them.
Yeah, Ethan, there is one more thing I want to say about the emotion. Not even as the student that's feeling the emotion, even the parents watching your daughter or son play one last time in a school that you sent them to, in a sport that you helped them to grow in. You spent so much time giving effort for them. That's a very emotional ride too. But layup up and good for Mankin. Tigers, 2 more points. 2 more points and they got their season high. But yeah, it's a very emotional moment, and both parents, students, everyone in the Blue Jay section will be feeling the emotions tonight. Tigers feeling some emotions also with a big win. They're going to move on and play DCG down in
Dallas Center.
Yeah, they're going to play them.
In the Meadowlands.
The Meadowlands. That is a very good name for a high school gym. I mean, we got the Jungle, but that's because we're the Tigers. The Meadowlands, just great name. But
nice gym.
Blue Jays gonna try to get something down here.
Even if Carroll does get the ball back, they'll probably end up holding the ball.
I mean, if they score here, Ethan, they can hit 70 if they want.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna hold it. Allie Cook has a chance.
Oh, there we go.
The Tigers
put up
score
69 points, and they will beat their season high. Tigers pull out a big win here tonight by 39 points, 69 to 30. This will be me and Ethan's last girls game at home.
Mason,
it's been a fun one.
I want to take a second to point out, Perry scored 16 points in the first quarter, and then the next 3 quarters combined, they scored 14.
It's true. But Ethan, I just want to say, big thank you to all the seniors playing at home this year for the Tigers. Big thank you for all the Perry seniors playing at home for them and playing on the road here. It's been a fun one, very fun, energetic team. I know Ethan hasn't been here every game to see it, but I've been every home game to see it. The Tigers were a very fun program to watch as they grew throughout the season. They've really come to their own, and they're hopefully going to go down to Dallas Center Grimes and try to pick up a big one. Or, after that, like we said, they're going to feel the same emotion Perry walks off the court with tonight. It's been fun broadcasting this sub-state game. Me and Ethan will step aside, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Carroll
final broadcast of the year. Unless the boys end up in the sub-state final,
or if the second game of the sub-state, if Lamar's wins and we win.
That's
very unlikely.
Impossible. So
we will
Lamar's
probably see you tomorrow.
Almost out of the picture entirely. So
me and Ethan will see you tomorrow. Boys play Harlan 7:30, I think. 7:30 or 7.
Couldn't tell you.
But we will see you tomorrow for our last broadcast. Thank you for tuning in tonight.